right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Blade Bias. Now that we've gotten all of the, knives matter, static knives, the Icarus, all that out of the way, and, maybe the backlog from before Blade Show is still going on, but maybe not, we can finally talk about Blade Show. I'm sorry it took me so long, but I genuinely, it's a really great problem to have too many videos that you're making on Blade Bias. Because, there have been times where I just couldn't think of anything to talk about for the life of me. But, having, a month's worth of backlog and ideas and content isn't such a bad thing. I'm actually kind of happy with it. Let's talk about Blade Show. I'm flipping my new Sirius V2. Ty and I basically just gave each other birthday presents. I brought my Kraken trainer to give to him as a late birthday gift. He wanted to give me the Sirius or the Firefly as a late birthday gift. I chose the Sirius just because I kind of like it a little bit more. And we traded, but we really didn't trade. So, I have a Sirius now, especially since Ty has the Sirius V3. He doesn't really have any use for this old thing. So he was like, you'll probably flip it more than I do, which I have been. This has been my main trainer that I've been flipping for since I got back from Blade Show at least. And it's been pretty great. I'll make a video kind of talking about it in the future. But for now, let's talk about Blade Show. Because going to Blade Show and meeting all of you guys was just amazing. All the people who came up and said, hey, I watch your stuff. I really like what you do. Or just came up and said, hey, in general. Thank you so much. It was great meeting all of you guys. I could tell there were a few people who were a little shy, but they came up anyway. And I'm hoping I wasn't too scary for you guys. So, just a normal guy like all of you, we just flip ballad songs here. So I'm glad to have met and talked to so many of you, flipped your ballad songs. It was so cool, just flipping everything and all that. Blade Show was crazy because being someone who's recognized in the community and who people want to talk to, as egotistical as that sounds, means that you can't really experience Blade Show like you normally would. Last year, I had a pretty good mix of talking to people, checking out booths, talking to makers. This year, I didn't even talk to some makers that I wanted to. I didn't really get to have a really good conversation with Ham or JK or Adam Heibel. I visited their booths, obviously, but I didn't really get to stay for too long because every 5 seconds you'd have someone oh, hey, try this, or hey, let's do this, or let's talk about this. And it was awesome. But it was just I remember we got back and we walked in the door to Blade Show and we made it 5 feet and then we stayed there for the next 45 minutes. And we had gone in there with a purpose. I was looking for someone who I had messaged on Instagram and was like, where are you? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm over here. And we went in to do that and then we just stayed in that group for 45 minutes. And then when we tried to leave, more people came up and it was okay, now we're staying here for another 15 minutes. I'm not complaining by any means. It was awesome talking to people. I'm just trying to give you guys an understanding of what it was like. Because it was you make it 5 feet and then you're talking to someone new and it's awesome. Especially because I had the Kuno. The Kuno was actually really well received. A lot of people thinking that it's weird or it's too light, but I think there was maybe 1 or 2 people that absolutely just didn't like it. But for the most part, people were pretty into it, which I was pretty happy about because, I've talked a big game about the Kuno. And it's not oh, if everyone hated it, it would have made me it wouldn't have reflected bad on me or anything. Because at the end of the day, this hobby is just entirely preference. But seeing people really like the Kuno and enjoy flipping it was just very, very, it was almost as rewarding to me as I'm sure it was to Remshi. Although Remshi, he was probably way more rewarded by seeing all the good people talking about it. But it's kind of cool showing off a product like that because you kind of feel like you have a stake in it of some sort. And it was good to see people enjoy it. I got a little bit of footage, but I was so busy just kind of hanging around that I didn't really record all that much. We did some interviews, but it wasn't as structured as last year, and it wasn't as much as the general community, just as much as it was people that I was talking to myself. It was fun though. Like it was just I don't think I can properly explain. Also, why is my camera falling off my head? I don't think I can properly explain just like the whirlwind that Blade Show was this year in all the good and I mean some of the bad. I was tired. I was really tired by the end of it, but thankfully it didn't hit me until like right after the show ended. But holy cow, to this day, I'm recording this like a week and a half after I get back. I'm still like a little fried. I haven't really gone through my footage yet because I'm just like, I'm still kind of just like recovering from it. But it was really, really great. Like, and trying all these knives. I have so many new favorite knives. The Sliff TV2, the Cygnus, even the Swordfish. I've gone on record as saying that I really do not like the Swordfish, but I tried a Swordfish that they had there. And I swear to you, they changed something about the Swordfish because the Swordfish is like better now, even though Lucas says he didn't change it at all. So I'm really curious about getting like a first production Swordfish and a new Swordfish and comparing them to see if it was just placebo. But like, I tried a first production a while ago and I really didn't like it, but I also really kind of did like the prototypes and the demo that I flipped at Blade Show. So who knows? The Swordfish mystery will continue, I guess. But some other highlights included Flightanium. Dude, I'm not usually someone who likes Flightanium stuff. Like the Flightanium Lucha stuff, I'm just not a fan of. The Talisong is good, but not a huge fan of like how they handled like the Tater Song. I keep wanting to say Frytanium. The Tater Song or the Fly 1 or anything like that. And I will say that the Fly 1 is one of my personal worst ballast songs that I have tried in a long time because of the blade spine and my tiny fingers. They don't really align, and it was the single most uncomfortable chaplain that I have ever felt in my life. Bar none. Like, it gave me... I had pain in my index finger the whole time from, like, blisters and cuts and stuff. I contribute about half of that to flipping the Fly 1. Legitimately. And just trying to chaplain it. So, like... They had their low points. The Tater Song is much better, balance-wise, than I think I have given it credit for in the past. But the handles are still, like, super uncomfortable. So, you know. But they had some really cool stuff there. I was supposed to be praising them right now. The bushing Talisong Z. I used to really like the Talisong Z that was on bearings. Now I kind of don't compared to the bushing one. The Zenith Trainer... for like $70 they said it was probably going to be. It was really good for the price, especially for the spec sheet that it had. The little UFO thing was interesting, but I mean, they gave out codes for free ones if you paid shipping, so like I'll get one of those when they come out, I guess. But yeah, they just like Flightanium really impressed me. I talked to the guy behind the booth and we chatted up for a little bit. It was just like a really, really good time. Another standout was Squid. Squid with all of their really cool prototypes. The Squiddy AL, the Weehawk Kraken, the Hydro. Although the Hydro I'm a little less stoked on than I was last year. But still, it was all really, really good. And the Madco. I know why I didn't like the Madco last year. For context, the Madco is my least favorite prototype that they had there last year underneath the Swordfish and the Hydro. And I definitely know why, because the Madco is... It's kind of like heavy and sluggish when you first start flipping it. But as you get used to it, like the Madco, every time I flipped it, it was like a loading meter. It would like fill in the loading meter and I would load until I actually really enjoyed it by the end of the weekend. So the Madco, like, I don't know if they changed too much about the flipping or anything like that, but it was really, really a good flipper and I enjoyed it a lot. The Weehawk Kraken might be my new favorite Squid product. The Nami is good as ever, you know, and it's just like, damn, good job, Squid, this year. They did some really cool stuff. Hoping that they didn't overpromise on some of the timelines that they gave to people, because, you know, I've been critical of them in the past of giving timelines that they eventually just blow past by, like, years. I mean, we're still waiting for the Hydro. But they did some great stuff, and huge props to them for getting the Madco out by Blade Show. I know they worked very, very hard on that, so good job for that, guys. And then the star of the show for me was Shop Sweat's booth, because Shop Sweat had like 5 different makers, of which included Fellowship and Machine Wise. The Empress, really good. Not my favorite thing in the world. I think I'd stick to the Impusa that I have. Still a very, very good flipper. But like, would I spend the 600 when I already have my Impusa? I'm not sure. I'd have to spend maybe a little more time with it. But, dude, first of all, Acid Works, the Zyzix that Paul of Damn Right I Got Knives works on, was really, really good. And I know Brandon Baker loves that thing, even to this day. But, dude, Machine Wise, finally getting to try Machine Wise's entire lineup was absolutely the most special things that I tried at Blade Show, I think. Finally getting to try an Opus, a Prisma V2, a Prisma Pro, sorry. The Opus, the Seraph again, the Sliff T V2. Like, I am in love with Dalen's entire lineup. The Prisma Pro expands on all the things that were good about the Prisma, but just makes it like a little bit more of a normalized flipper, and it's just really good, and the rounding is really nice. The Opus is really good. I really like how most of the weight is like at the ends and the tip. Granted, I like the Seraph a little bit more. What could I say about the Seraph that hasn't already been said? It's amazing. But my favorite thing of the show had to have been the Sliff TV2. There is something so special about the Sliff TV2 to me. Oh my gosh. It's just amazing. It's light. It's responsive. It doesn't fan the best, but it just rocks. And I actually, for the first time in a long time, I flipped a Balisong and I was like, I'm going to buy one of these. I haven't really had the urge to buy Balisongs in a long time because, like, everything that I try is like, yeah, it's good. I just don't know if I'd spend the money on it. Like, I really like it. Like the Prime Kraken Trainer V3, great examples of that. It's like, yes, this is good. I like this. But, like, adding it to my collection, spending the money on it, I don't know. Sliff T, hands down, my favorite live blade that I have flipped. That I would actually buy. Granted, I like the Tsunami and the Seraph like more, but I wouldn't spend that much on one of those. Whereas the Sliff T is just like really good performance at a price that I'm actually comfortable spending. It would be, I mean, raw, it would be cheaper than my Damn Kraken. So, you know. And actually, interestingly enough, I might be making a video on a Sliff T very soon here, but you'll have to wait to hear my thoughts on that until the end of Blade Show, you know, or until the end of Blade Show, until the next video. So yeah, that was Blade Show. Thank you again to everyone I talked to, everyone I met, everyone who let me flip their stuff, who wanted to flip my stuff. I hope I made a good, gave you some good memories at Blade Show, and I hope to see even more of you there next year. Before I get all the comments, no, I won't be going to West or Texas. I just can't swing that right now. But East next year, for sure. Hope to see you guys there. But until then, I got so many more videos to record. If there's anything you want to know about Blade Show, leave a comment below. I'll be sure to try and answer them. I do read every comment. Just answering them recently has gotten so difficult. So, you know. But yeah, leave a comment. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Later.